Welcome back to another episode of All Access with the Profs, live from Bosworth Hall. I'm Kyle Hoos.
And I'm Garrett Smith. We're back from spring break and ready to talk some Rowan and professional sports. I'm excited. Coming off of spring break, I'm glad to be back. We got March Madness going, we got free agency, and then our spring sports going crazy in Florida.
We have so much to talk about. Women's lacrosse, swimming, softball, NFL free agency, March Madness. There's so many topics we're going to get to today. I'm excited, so let's dive right in.
Yep.
Women's lacrosse falls to Scranton 13-7, while Leicester tallies 4 goals. The Profs fought hard all the way to the end and even scoring 4 of the last 5 goals in the game. Ashley had a season-high 4 goals for Rowan with Elise Cohan and Juliana Corson, and Erin Scully chipping in with 1 goal as well. Scranton scored 4 of the 5 first goals, with Rowan's Corson recording 1 in between. Ashley netted 1 more for the Profs before the end of the first quarter to pull the home team within 4-2. The defense played tight as it was only a score of 5-3 Royals going into the half. Ashley seemed to put the team on her back to try and push the Profs over the top, but unfortunately they fell short. They look to play Eastern in their next match while they sit at a 2-5 record.
After coming back from Florida, the Rowan University baseball team had their home opener on Tuesday against York. Eli Attia came out with a stellar performance, throwing a 2-hitter through 7 innings. Anthony Scully went 4 for 4, driving in 3 runs for the Profs. The team was also led on Tuesday by Ryan Mastrangeli, who picked up 3 hits and 1 RBI, and Patrick DeFiciani going 2 for 3 on the day. Attia picked up his 3rd win on the season with the 6-1 victory over York and helped advance the Profs to 10-3 on the season so far. The Profs are currently ranked 9 in the nation, and this win over York shows a lot of promise for the rest of the season.
Moving to swimming, Rowan finished with 109 points to finish 10th in the 2022 NCAA Division III Swimming and Diving Championship in Indianapolis. Kevin Gahuli added yet another All-American honor after taking 2nd in the 100 free on Saturday as the national runner-up in the event. Earlier this week on Wednesday, he won the 50 free to become the 4th swimmer in program history to win an individual title at the Nationals. All-American honors from Gahuli in the 50 free, 100 free, and the 200 free and the 400 medley relay teams of Danny, Dubji, Gahuli, Fenton, and Reagan. The 200 first free squad was the first team All-American, with the 400 medley team earned a 2nd team All-American. We are proud of you, Profs.
Also on Tuesday, the Rowan University softball team swept Rosemont College in a doubleheader. They took the first game 9-0 with the help of a career-high 13 strikeout game for Emily August. Kat Thomas went 2 for 4 with a 2-run home run at the end of the first game to help seal their lead. Grace Shukadis, Brianna Bryant, and Devin DePascal also added 2 hits each. The doubleheader was capped off with a 13-9 victory over Rosemont after an early deficit. Peyton McNair went 2 for 4 with a home run in the 5th inning to tie the game up in the 6th inning, and Liz McCaffrey picked up an RBI with an infield grounder to have the Profs go ahead. They kept putting runs up, and the team was led by Mackenzie Melvin going 3 for 5, Kat Thomas going 3 for 3, and Caitlin Riggs going 3 for 4. The Profs improved their record to 12-5 on the season and look to face Haverford College on Tuesday, March 29th in a doubleheader home opener.
Jumping back in the Rowan softball, this story is a classic. Rowan ended its spring break trip in Florida with a split on Friday and capped off with a walk-off win in the 2nd game. Melvin was 3 for 4 with 2 runs and a stolen base. Corey Haig and Kat Thomas each added 2 hits as the Profs erased a 3-2 deficit with a run in the 6th and the game winner in the 7th. NYU put together 3 runs on 3 hits and 2 walks in to take the lead to 3-2. Melvin led off the 7th with a single and would move to 3rd on a single from Zane. Riggs hit a grounder to short where Melvin scored the game-winner run to help end the trip with an 8-3 record. This is just one of the great stories from the Profs tournament during spring break.
Men's track and field had a great showing at the Washington and Lee Carnival on Saturday in their first outdoor event of the year. Rowan had 5 entries in the javelin, with 4 hitting the top 4 NCAA marks in Division III. Greg Peloso was the top prof, coming in at 65.94 meters, followed by Lane Owens, Dan McCauley, and Edgar Rosa. Jacob Riley finished up this past weekend with a PR of 154.89 in the 800 meters. He came in 2nd in that race, and he also PR'd the day before in the 1500 meter race. Ian Bain hit a PR in the hammer throw with a throw of 49.66 meters to finish 3rd overall in the event. Robert McKinney placed third in the 200-meter race and sixth in the 100-meter race. And finally, Khalil Nernit was second in the triple jump with a mark of 13:35 meters. This weekend, the team hosts the Oscar Moore Invitational. That'll do it for our Rowan Sports. We'll be right back after a short break with more All Access.
We are neighbors and best friends.
I love my sister.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Our family is no less than any other family.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
Welcome back to All Access with the Profs. I'm Nick Earnshaw with your Pro Sports Talk. We have to start in the National Football League. One of Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs' favorite targets is on the move. Tyreek Hill, who was reportedly in talks with the Chiefs on a contract extension, was traded to the Miami Dolphins. Supposedly talks fell through and he was able to seek a trade and will be heading to South Beach. The Dolphins sent 5 draft picks, yes, 5 draft picks to Kansas City for Hill, including 3 from this year's draft, a first round, a second round, and a fourth round pick, as well as a 2023 fourth and sixth round pick. Unbelievable. The Dolphins also signed Hill to a 4-year, $120 million deal to make him the highest paid wide receiver in NFL history. A huge trade shaking up the NFL. From the gridiron to the ice, though, longtime Flyers captain Claude Giroux made his debut with the squad in Florida, the Florida Panthers. In Giroux's first game with the Panthers, he had 2 assists. The longtime Philadelphia Flyer, who recently played in his 1,000th game with the Flyers and then was traded before the NHL trade deadline for Owen Tippett, a 2024 or a 2025 draft pick, and a 2023 third-round pick. The Flyers also dealt Connor Bunnaman in a trade and a prospect. With the MLB lockout over, spring training is underway and opening day is right around the corner. Nearly all the big-name free agents have found new homes, with 2 big names landing in the city of brotherly love. The Phillies made a splash and even dipped into the luxury tax, which came as a shock to many. They first went out and signed left-handed hitter Kyle Schwarber to a 4-year, $79 million deal. The Phils were not done, as they then went out and signed outfielder Nick Castellanos to a 5-year, $100 million deal as well. Castellanos hit 34 home runs and batted .309 with the Cincinnati Reds last season. We'll see if that Phillies pitching staff can keep up. With that, I'm Nick Earnshaw with your news around the professional sports world, and we'll be right back here on All Access with the Profs.
Listen to me. I am captain of the track team. And if I'm late,
She doesn't really think she's going to get out of here, does she?
Be nice. She's new.
Hello, is anyone there? Ugh!
Wow. Even from our standards, you look awful.
Oh, sweetie, what happened?
Me? My friend Becky got to talk to this super cute boy, and I tried to act like I wasn't jealous, but I so totally was. And then out of nowhere, this concrete barrier just popped up. Maybe it was a semi.
You mean you were driving?
Yeah. I mean, I know the whole eyes on the road thing, but this was a super important text. Maybe you have to know, Becky.
Texting? Great.
But it was only like 5 seconds, and I'm a really, really fast texter, so it wasn't even a big deal. Actually, has she texted me back yet? Wow, I get like no bars in this place. I wonder if they have Wi-Fi here.
Oh, look, a redhead. Staring contest.
You still got it.
I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
You were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Hey, did you know that 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Go to theshelterpetproject.org and search your local shelters and rescues. Go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
I see it.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back to All Access with the Profs. We got now a special little segment that we like to do called Posterizers. We take a look at some of the best dunks in contact through the world of basketball. We got some fire dunks today. So moving on, we got O'Shea Brissett coming in hot for the Indiana Pacers over the back, slamming down a dunk over Brandon Williams as they were already down to score. The perfect bounce pass assist that led to the dunk was like poetry in motion. I would hate to be Williams getting demolished by Brissett. Justin Anderson, former Sixer great, stood in shock. And let's just say Brissett tucked him in. Good night. What do you guys got next?
Check this out. LeBron James comes in from the three-point line with a no-look pass from Austin Reeves and elevates. Too bad Kevin Love, LeBron's former teammate, was the one under the basket because he got used as a step stool. Head to the rim, Love on the ground, LeBron throws down the nastiest dunk you have ever seen. The no-look pass, the former teammate, the height, the power. How could this not be the best posterizer of the day? Let's see what you got, Nick.
Listen, LeBron, all right, okay, that's all right. No. Let's take it to college hoops and March Madness. Arizona versus TCU, round 2 of the NCAA men's tournament. Sophomore Benedict Mathurin, he just says, get out of my way. He slams it down over Eddie Lampkin Jr., the freshman from TCU. He got absolutely posterized. The sophomore from Canada, he was the best. He had to be. I mean, when you go to college hoops and March Madness, that's what it's all about.
I mean, look, I do love me some March Madness. I love the dunks, especially because it's college. As much as I hate LeBron, that was a nasty dunk over Love.
Listen, LaFraudulent over Kevin Love, that's his old teammate. What are you doing?
Hey. Dude, he's there. You got to go up. What are you going to do?
I've seen better.
What are you
I've seen
do?
better. I've seen a little bit better, especially in college.
My vote's for LaFraud. Even though I don't like him, I think it's worth it. So I got carried on.
I'm sticking with LeBron.
All right, solid.
So
2-1.
we got a couple topics to talk about. We got basketball. We got free agency. We got a million things to talk about. Let's start off with free agency. Nick, let me hear you. What are you thinking about?
Well, we talked about Tyreek Hill just a few minutes ago. I mean, that's a huge deal for Patrick Mahomes. How is he going to respond? He only has Travis Kelce left as his top receiver. Tyreek Hill would take the top off whenever he wanted. He could put up 200 yards when he needed to. So I'm interested to see how that works out. And then also the aspect of Tua Tagovailoa, getting all these weapons. Mostert, he has a ton of receivers now. Tyreek Hill, And, you know, when you have a bunch of guys that now come in and they have weapons, they spent money, it's a big year for Tua Tagovailoa.
I completely agree. They spent a lot of money just besides getting Tyreek Hill in the draft picks. They got Teron Armstead. They got a couple running backs. They've been really spending to make him in a make-or-break year. I look to you, Garrett. What are you thinking about free agency?
A lot of QB moves, you know. We've seen a lot so far. I think one of the biggest ones, Colts take Matt Ryan, letting go Carson Wentz to the Commanders. Sorry, Commanders, too bad for you.
Good for the Eagles.
Good for the Eagles, yeah, for sure. But I think the Colts definitely won in that one. That's pretty much all I have to say about that.
Yeah. Seeing Russell Wilson going to the Broncos, we saw a lot. And then, I just want to talk about the home team. Spent a lot of time re-signing some of their guys, Anthony Harrett, Derek Barnett, a couple other lower-tier depth guys. So we see them. They did make a splash for Hassan Riddick. So coming off the edge, Nick, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, they bring in Reddick, hometown player. That's a huge signing for the Eagles. They needed to upgrade that pass rush a little bit. It was kind of slowing down last year. We know how much Howie Roseman loves to draft on the defensive line. So I expect them to go that way in the draft too. Bringing back, Barnett, I think you had to at some point. You got to have some depth on the defensive line. They bring in Pascal from on the wide receiver side and the offensive side of things to Jalen Hurts, get him another weapon. He comes from the Colts. It was okay. I think they'll do more in the draft.
Yeah, I agree. Moving quickly over to Rowan Sports. You got anything?
Rowan Sports, I mean, we saw a couple of our teams go down to Florida, do fantastic. I mean, nobody sold the bag down in Florida, you know what I mean? I was on the baseball team last year. I know all those guys. I went to Iowa with them. Great guys, bunch of dogs. They're going to do great this year. They had some upsetting losses in Iowa at the World Series last year, but I know that's going to make them come back and absolutely destroy it this year. I can see it coming. I see it.
Let's hear it. I know you're chomping at the bit to get in. Let's hear it.
I know. Listen, I'm excited for the baseball team this year. Eli Tia pitched a gem on Wednesday. I mean, he's got dangerous stuff on the mound. I like what he brings to the table. I think offensively they're going to be dominant. They put up 18 runs in a game this year already. They bring back a ton of players. Ryan Murphy, D. Domenico, Trip McCaffrey. I mean, Trip McCaffrey, that's a great baseball name by
yeah, for sure.
It's a great baseball name. But I think they have so much firepower offensively. They can do damage once again, just like they did last year. And I think they're hungry after that College World Series. Losing those 2 games, a heartbreaker in the second one. I think this year they're going to come back motivated and they're ready to go already here early on in the season.
Yeah, I completely agree. Baseball, doing strong, trying to get that revenge, trying to come back. Softball, those girls are killing it out there. Love what they're putting on the field. Women's lacrosse, they're at a slower start. I kind of expected them to have a better record, but I know that team is not a 2-5 record on the field. They are playing a lot harder than their record stands for, and hopefully they can clean it up. But now, what everyone's been waiting for from March Madness. Garrett, who is the team you are rooting for March Madness?
St. Peter's.
St. Peter's.
St. Peter's, my boy Doug. We were talking earlier. You said I put a fake mustache on. I'm Doug.
Doug is sitting next to me.
I'm sitting next to.
We got Doug right here on set.
I'm Doug right here.
On set.
Dude,
on set.
I'm telling you, you love an underdog story. And I will always ride for the underdog, so St. Peter's is my pick.
Yeah.
And my bracket's already broke, so what do I care? St. Peter's all the way. Let's go.
Yeah, my bracket, terrible. Busted. I had Kansas going all the way. Somehow I was a fool for that. Nick, let's hear it.
What my bracket's completely destroyed. Just an utter disaster. It's just an utter disaster. Gonzaga, I had them going all the way. They're out of the tournament. Kentucky, I had them going pretty far. St. Peter's knocked them out early on. That's a disaster right there. So my bracket's done. I like Villanova. They're playing really good basketball. They beat Michigan in the Sweet 16, headed back to the Elite 8. I don't know. Could we see another parade down Broad Street for Nova? Maybe. It could happen. But and there's also that, that stuff with Nova. Are they a Philly school? Maybe, maybe not. But we'll see. I like a lot of the games going on right now.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Would love to see St. Peter's go away. I understand the Villanova hype. Crazy to see Gonzaga fall to Arkansas last night, but we got plenty of more games to watch coming up in the future to talk. That is all we have today. Thank you for watching All Access with the Profs. Great show. Thank you for watching, and we'll have more for you in the future.